Hey, what's up everyone? This is Captain Awesome. And you may be asking, hey, Captain, why are you in your bed hanging out in your pajamas? It's a good question, but I'll tell you why. Because I'm about to do the same thing that I always do when I'm hanging out in my bed in my pajamas. Which is talk about Isaac Newton! Isaac Newton music, Isaac Newton music, Isaac Newton music. Isaac Newton music, Isaac Newton music, Isaac Newton music. One clarification on my argument from Stalin video that I'd like to make, and that was my use of the word socialism. I wasn't really referring to modern socialism, because I've been doing my senior thesis project on the Mexican Revolution and reading a lot about socialism, and so I was reading it from the perspective of, 1914, which meant a lot different than the modern understanding of Sweden as a socialist state, and that's a correct definition of socialism still, but it's just a modern definition, and I was using, I guess, an older one. So what I was really referring to is more of a totalitarian Marxism. Last time, you may remember, I was talking about argument from Stalin that Christians make, and ironically, many Christians, red wine, whatever the fuck he is, in my comments box, then repeated the argument from Stalin in the comments there. I mean, the same argument that was just saying, not replying to the points, not replying to anything. Hey, you people ever wonder why I'm not here to debate you? You people ever wonder why I just make posters and make skits making fun of you dumb fucks? Yeah, that might be why, because when I go, oh, here's a good intelligent argument against your argument, here's a counter argument, what the fuck happens, huh? What the fuck happens? I get the same bullshit. It's frustrating bullcrap, so I'd much rather just call you Christ punchers and be done with it. But regardless, today, I will be talking about argument from Isaac Newton! The argument from great men. And to be fair, atheists make it too. Again, like the argument from Stalin, not with the same frequency that Christians make it. But I will now thoughtfully, rationally, and thoroughly debunk the argument from Isaac Newton. And so it sort of starts out by going, well, what? What do you know? Do you know more than Isaac Newton knew? And he believed in God. First off, undoubtedly, whenever somebody brings up the argument from great men, almost invariably when they bring it up, it'll be someone pre-Darwin. And back when we had no real mechanism for humans coming about. So therefore, the accepted reasoning, God, made sense to say, well, obviously we need a God, because how else did humans get here? There's a big difference between that and now when we've investigated the matter and have an explanation. That's why you sort of see a big drop-off in the prominent scientists of the day, being Christians. Occasionally you get the deist thrown in there. Very rarely do you get these guys post-Darwin. They're there. But, when Christians are going to bring it up, it's the guys back in the day. And the second important point of those people back in the day was that we really have no way of knowing who was Christian and who was atheist back then. Because atheism was a capital offense in England and in most European countries. Denial of the existence of God was punishable by death. When people say, oh, Galileo, he was a Christian, he was a devout believer. You have no way of knowing that. I mean, they wanted to kill him as it was. Could you imagine if he was like, oh, by the way, guys, not only does the earth go around the sun, but also there is no God. Whack! That would be that. You were killed for heresy if you were an atheist. So it's a little convenient for you to say, well, look at these guys who claimed to have deep belief when you were killed for claiming anything other than having deep belief. Yeah, wow. Amazing that they had deep belief, eh? So it's not really surprising then that People, especially people who wanted to have their research published and wanted to have their books accepted, would then claim to have deep belief. And I'm not saying they didn't. There's no real way of proving one way or another. When the authorities that be would actually allow you to publish stuff and allow you to profess your own belief freely, there's a little more legitimacy to them saying their personal beliefs are. Basically, it's pretty irrelevant to say, oh, look at these great men who believed in God, when it was pre-Darwin and when you were killed for saying you didn't believe in God.